Greetings all. Welcome to my Let's Learn. And prepare yourselves, for this is the boss fight with the Master. Effectively, he is in many ways a stage boss, or the act boss if you want to go from like a Diablo turn. And he's going to put up a fight, most likely. Alright, so the Master is undead vampire here. And I want to note that he's the first elite boss that you will fight. Elite bosses are basically the highest ranked type of enemies you can fight. And this guy is pretty terrifying when you first fight him. He is effectively going to be higher level than you, regardless of what you can do, basically. This guy's level 33, as you can see. And he has access to quite a few abilities to pump him up, make him threatening. He basically has, if you look at it, a whole lot of these like necromancer type abilities, but he also has a few other gems thrown in as well. He has congeal time, for example, in freeze. He has rush down here, which basically lets him rush into melee with you, and stunning blow. So this guy is in many ways sort of like a spellcaster with a few augmentation talents for melee as well. And he also has the ability to use phase door and teleport, I believe, just to sort of get out of dodge if he ever needs to. So he's going to be a lot of fun to fight. And this is going to be a real issue sort of when fighting him. Wow, that was actually a random, I think, but whatever. So let us begin the boss fight with the Master. First things first, I have to sort of plan my assault here. So I know he's right over here, and there's basically this room here. I think what we're going to do, we're going to activate Blind Speed, and we're going to activate our Thaloran racial, and we're going to activate Heroism right away. And we're basically just going to start off with Shadow Step. Note that this guy, he has like a little bit of resistance to lightning, but he doesn't have like any real specific standout resistance. Unlike the other like guys in here, like the other vampires, this guy doesn't have any cold or darkness resistance, so he's very well susceptible to any sort of damage you can do to him. However, you have to be very careful of his talents that he has. Like as you can see, he froze me here, and that's gonna really cut into my ability to sort of deal with him if I'm not careful. Alright, so first things first, we did our sort of like Shadow Step there. Next, I want to put Cripple on him. And the purpose for putting Cripple on him is that it'll basically reduce his ability to sort of do stuff over turns. So the faster he's basically crippled, the more detrimental he'll basically, or the less detrimental he'll basically be. Now, before I forget, I should probably look into defense here. This guy has really good stun freeze immunity and blind resistance, but he doesn't have any confusion immunity. So stuff like these won't be as effective, but they can still possibly hurt him a little bit if I'm lucky. I might make use of him, I might not, we will see. Okay, let's just continue pounding on him. So I'm basically just going to hit him with normal strikes at this point, just for a moment. I'll note that he has a bit of congealed time here, so I don't want to be hit by congealed time. We're actually going to back off from that, so do that. And we're just going to use Waze Burnator here. I'm going to rush him. Note that he's almost dead, but I want to note something very special about this guy. He has this very special ability where if you basically bring him down to 0 health, the Master crumbles before you, vanquished. Yet, in a blink of an eye, you see his form recreating from dust, unharmed and ready to fight again. Aha, you fool! You see how even death has no meaning for me? For I am the Master, and you are my toy, now and forever. Never die! So, this guy's back to full health again, pretty much. So yeah, he has a very special ability there where you can basically die. Now, note that he basically has like only a slow effect on him. Basically, he lost the cripple and he lost like daze and all this other stuff, so he's very well a threat again, yet again. I want to try Dirty Fighting to try and stun him. And sadly that failed, or maybe it did succeed, did it? Usually he doesn't get a second strike on you. Alright, well whatever. He basically got another strike in there, whatever. Gonna activate this Regeneration Infusion. We're gonna use Dual Strike on him. I'm actually getting really lucky with him. Usually he's summoned a whole bunch of guys around me, but he hasn't really done so. And as a result, I'm sort of tearing through him quite a bit. Okay, I want to use Flurry. And he's almost gone, so we're going to use Windblade. Alright, that was a lot easier than I expected it to be. Vampire Crusher destroyed the Master in the lair of his Dreadfell. So that's the Master of Dreadfell. He's like the elite boss. Once you kill him, you get this sort of lore-found Slain Master, and you basically pick up the couple of stuff that he's holding. One of the things that you'll pick up is a Staff of Absorption. This is a very special item. It has very great significance in the game. And if you look at it specifically, the Staff of Absorption, this is an item that requires 60 magic to wear, and this is a very powerful staff. The carved with runes of power, this staff seems to have been made long ago, yet it bears no signs of tarnish. Light around seems to dim, and you can feel its tremendous power simply by touching it. It's powered by unknown forces, and it's basically a plot item. It requires 60 magic to sort of put on, but maybe I can actually put that on. If I can put it on, I can show you what it kind of does when we get to it. I don't think I have any items that increase my magic, though, at this time. This, +3. Alright, I can get +3 magic from doing that, putting on that ring. Sadly, I don't think it's enough, though. We need to have 60, and that'll only bring up to 45, so... Alright, well, I can't show you what the sort of properties of it can let you do, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Alright, so some of the stuff we dropped in here. Here is the Obliterator. This requires strength to put on, so I can't, put it on for con and all that. Crushing blows. Damage dealt by this weapon is increased by half your critical multiplier. If doing so, would kill the target. Note that basically that's a very special ability of this. This basically lets you finish off targets very easily. Interesting weapon. Alright, none of this really interests me specifically, so we're going to actually sell this all. And then we're just going to say hi to all these guys. And I got confused. So unlike before, I don't have the ability to get rid of confusion because I got rid of the ruin, the Biting Gale ruin. So when I get confused, I get confused. Okay, that's fine. We don't mind if they jump out like this, so do that. Now, this might seem like a very odd thing I'm about to do, but we're going to let these guys sort of funnel out a little bit. I'm going to activate this. I'm going to activate this. I'm going to activate this. I'm going to shadow step this guy in here. The reason I'm shadow stepping this guy is because it puts on all these guys in my radius. I have Windblade. That's what Windblade does. Windblade is a very powerful talent, as you can see. It did hurt me hitting those vampire lords a little bit there, but the damage more than made up for a little bit there to sort of kill him off real quick. So I now have very good AoE properties on this character due to that prodigy. And I can, duly make use of it whenever I need to. Alright, after you kill a master and you're ready to leave, I'll note that something very special happens. So we're going to leave this place. That's a cool little thing. That lets you teleport. I'll note, by the way, that there's some items like this. There's items that actually let you teleport and phase store and all that. These can be very good items to sort of make use of if you have problems with teleporting and such, but, well, whatever. I don't really need to put this on anymore, so we're going to take it off. And what do I want to put on in place of it? This gives me critical multiplier increase, disarm immunity, pinning immunity, knockback immunity, and all that other stuff. I think what we want to put on is our Night Song again. And I'll know I'm being very specific on preparing for this, but there's basically going to be an instance here where I might just die. And I won't actually suffer too much from dying here, but it's something to sort of, take into account. You're expected to die in the next little instance. And there's a good reason for it. Alright, we're ready to go. Let's get this on and do it. So after you leave Dreadfell and defeat the Master, you basically get ambushed. And this is a scripted ambush. You can't avoid it. Once you basically kill a Master, you jump out and you get here to Uckrook the Fierce. So as you come out of Dreadfell, you encounter a band of orcs, and you're basically asked to give them the staff, or they're going to give you, they'll give you a quick death if you give them the staff. But anyhow, we're going to basically just say, what would you want? And you'll basically say, this is not of your concern. Attack! So basically, you're going to be attacking these guys. There's basically, as you can see, orcs, 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 and one boss orc. Lots of orcs. Alright, so this is sort of like a very scary instance. There's actually 5 archer orcs in here, along with like all these guys and this guy here. And you're not expected to survive this encounter. You can survive it, and there's an achievement for doing it, and I don't think it's that hard. But yeah, you want to be very careful sort of here. We're going to activate all this stuff here immediately. And I'm going to shadow step this guy. And apparently I was wrong. There's actually 6 archers in here. What I want to do at this point, I want to basically rush this guy. And note that because he's a boss, he can push out. The reason I rushed him was so I can get in close to all these guys to do Windblade. So they're all out of the way. We're going to use Cripple on the boss so that he's, crippled and not as deadly. Note that these guys, this guy got disarmed for the Windblade. Windblade applies disarm to guys, so anyone who's close enough to get hit by that got disarmed. I want to basically use Dirty Fighting. And we failed to stun him, but oh well. Dual Strike on him. That failed as well. We're going to Flurry him. That injured him a little bit, but whatever. Let's do Sweep. That got rid of them. Now, note that in this instance, it's really too close to make use of like teleport and stuff like this. But if you use it, you'll basically not be able to do it. If you use Phase Door, however, you can basically jump around if you need to. So in this case, I jumped over this guy, so I can basically take out this archer. Note that he is rushed, so he'll rush up to you if given a chance. Do this. These guys are almost out of the way, but we're going to basically drop the Trents right there, and we're going to drop that guy here. And this is probably a good instance to sort of use the rock, even though it'll hit the Trent, because it'll hit all of them. My Windblades come off cooldown yet again, so that's kind of cool. I actually want to sort of let that boss get a little bit closer, so we're going to let our minions deal with these guys a little bit. And now we're on top of them, and then... Alright, so you are surprised to still be alive. Go at once to the last hope before these events. So, basically there's an achievement once you kill him. It's not that hard, to be honest, in my case, but you might have some difficulty. If you do die, don't worry about it. You don't actually lose a life or stop the game or anything. It'll basically just say you lost the staff, the orcs took it, and you basically just sends you to last hope to continue on. Let's see here. Cripple's going to get boosted up. Cunning's going to get boosted up over here. And I got a generic point. I want to put that into fixed skin, so we're basically just going to Blade of Sword time. So I want to note that this is the set item, I think, or no, it isn't. Never mind. This is basically a temporal sword, by the way. So this is something that temporal wardens can use. They can basically use this weapon pretty well. Other guys can use it as well, but whatever. I thought there was actually a side item for the Dagger of the Past, but I guess that's another blade that I'm thinking about. So sorry about that. Let's see here. None of this stuff seems to boost up my Constitution stat, except for this thing. So I got another ring that boosts up my Constitution there. We can get rid of this now, I think. This is actually a fairly good ring. Kind of good, but it's not something I'm probably going to use, but still probably pretty good. All right, so I want to make use of like my con gear to sort of make use of that stat. We're going to basically put on both these rings here. To do that. And this will be put on, boost up my Constitution a little bit. 28. Apparently I was wrong. I need to put on a little bit more to put stuff on. Take off Fortune's Eye. And do we have anything else in here to boost up our constitution stat? Obviously, this will do it. Plus recon. Let's see how high I can boost my constitution, I guess. So I remember I had this item here, so I can do that. I can put it on to boost my constitution. So I can now get my constitution up to 37. I need to get 4 more points to get up the thick skin up to 3 of 5. So we'll still have to find a few more items for it, but we're getting this up a little bit more. And as you can see, I'm getting a little bit more all resistance as a result. At 10% all resistance, that's pretty damn good. So I'll be quite happy to get it up to that point. We're gonna basically. I'm actually going to redeck our character at this point. So I'll note that for my character here, I'm going to put on the resistance type of helmet or cashmere wizard hat here because it gives a whole bunch of resistance and stamina and all that sort of nice stuff. I think we're going to put on this other armors for now because they're all fairly good. The Dagger of the Past, I was using it for more so for the movement boost than anything else. So I'm actually going to take this off now and put on Swordbreaker. Swordbreaker will give me disarm immunity, which I think I prefer over it. And I don't really need to have the extra movement speed as considered to like disarm immunity. This also gives higher defense stat, which will be kind of nice for defending myself if I want to go for a more defensive approach on this character. And I might actually do that just for a little bit more. I'm not at the point where defense is completely lackluster, so it can still be used. I'm going to put on a Fair Steel Amulet because I prefer the negative fatigue that gives more so than anything else. And this is nice, but we probably don't need it, so we'll take it off. This is a really nice thing to still put on because it has that speed bonus on it, so we'll use it for that. I'm actually thinking about putting on this ring, because it has that, this has the ability to sort of give that critical multiplier, disarm immunity, and all that other stuff. But I just want to check something. Because I have disarm immunity on a dagger, the Swordbreaker dagger, I want to have, say, okay, so you have this disarm immunity up to 79%. This is actually very high, but I preferably don't need to get over 100%. So if like an item is going to like say exceed 100%, but another item will not add to it, I want to sort of like augment equipment appropriately as possible. Alright, so that's going to be it for this. So after you basically defeat the Master, you basically leave the place. And you can go over to Last Hope to basically talk to the Elder. So we're just going to go to the Elder and report the events. Alright, so welcome, Davian Let's Learn, to Last Hope. Traveler, please be quick, as my time is precious. So I found a strange staff in my travels. Describe it in detail. It looked very old and very powerful. I dare not use it. He remained silent for a while. Indeed, you were right to come here. The staff you described reminds me of an artifact of great power from ancient times. May I see it? So here it is. Tell him about the encounter with the Orcs. You should keep it. I can feel power, and it would be safer if it were guarded by armies of the kingdom. So he's truly astonished by your strength. Surviving that encounter was an epic feat. As for the Orcs, it is deeply troubling. We have not seen any for 80 years. Could they have come from far east? Anyway, thank you again, Davian Let's Learn, for your help. Thank you, my lord. Alright, so Dangerous Secret, basically new achievement. You found the mysterious staff and took it to Last Hope. We have heard rumors from the dwarves that there may still be an orc presence deep within the old kingdom of Reknor in the Iron Throne. I know you have been through a lot, but we need somebody to investigate and determine if there is a connection with the staff. I will check the mines. Alright, so basically what happens is he basically sends you on a quest to basically check out these orcs and see what's going on with them. For some reason they attacked us and he doesn't know why, so he wants to basically get some information as much as possible. So basically, next thing we'll do is we'll go over to Reknor over here. Reknor is a dwarven kingdom that basically fell to the orcs in this game. I'll note if you're a dwarf, you actually start in Reknor. Like, you literally start in Reknor, and it's like a newbie type of dungeon where the orcs are just sort of invading it. But we're basically going to do it in real fashion here, where basically we'll be dealing with these orcs. And the orcs are going to be quite tough. Alright, before we continue on, I actually want to go up to the lush forest up here. And I just want to sort of just jumping into here, just to sort of show it off for like the rest of this episode. So, the lush forest is a very, how can I put this? I hate this dungeon. I hate this dungeon, and you probably not see me even showcase this dungeon past this point. All that much. So, Sludgenest is this ooze master type of dungeon, where you basically have oozes. Oozes, oozes, oozes. Lots of oozes all over the place. And I'm not a friend of oozes. I don't like oozes, they're annoying. And this is just a dungeon of oozes, that's all it is. So yes, I don't like this dungeon. They're not really tough, but there's actually an element to really care about on the next level that I'll make note of before we basically end this episode. I'm just going to clear the first level here. And I'll note that I hate the brittle ooze the most of them all. Yes, I hate these brittle oozes. They're annoying. Luckily I have Windblade, which helps a little bit, but you'll see with the brittle oozes here that they're sort of like, you know, separating all over the place. This is sort of why I hate them, because they'll basically separate a whole lot. And then you'll have to deal with a whole lot of these, like, you know, spawn offspring from them, so to speak. And now I'm a whole lot in a, you know, a shit hole of guys here. Look at them all. Whee! Alright, so yeah, basically this dungeon is this ooze theme type of dungeon. As you can see, lots and lots of oozes can spawn. And I really don't like oozes. So there's your reason why I don't like this dungeon. Windblade. Okay, peel up a little bit. There's also these like jellies and stuff like that, which are immobile, but I don't really care about them, but you know, they're just as annoying, so to speak. Yes, it continues on and on. Note that there's some poisons like this that, you know, pin you to the ground. Alright, so that's the first level. So this is the second level of Sludgenest, and it's pretty much the reason I hate this dungeon. You'll basically see why. I can tolerate the first like level here because it's not too bad. And cool. Finally. I'm going to use that actually. Actually, I'll put that on right now. This is at the time where I start to say moving fusions are actually worth using. Once you get to like 500 speed, it actually starts to getting tolerable to use these. I think that's the first one I saw though, which kind of sucks. And the rest of this stuff, is there anything in here that boosts up my constitution? Technically this does. It's a bow, but you know, I don't have any other weapons that have constitution on them. There's an axe. Alright, that's all out of the way. So, the reason I really hate the Sludgenest dungeon is because of the second instance and the third instance. So, I just want to note something. Besides the fact that there's oozes in here, there's something very special about how this sort of instance works. And you may have just saw it, but we're just going to basically sit here near the entrance for now. And deal with all these guys. Oh, by the way, crippling poison will prevent me from sometimes using my talents appropriately. Oh god, look at them all. Alright, now you maybe didn't notice it, but this guy just sort of appeared. And the wall disappeared. So, something to note about this dungeon that really, you know, this is why I really hate it. One of the walls shakes for a moment, and then it turns into Seraph the Blue Ooze. The wall turned into an ooze. So on top of the fact that I hate oozes, this dungeon spawns oozes constantly from the walls. There's another one. The wall shakes and a Gentlest cube pops out. So I'm just going to try and kill all these guys around me for now. So yes, lots and lots of oozes. Hateful, hateful oozes. May they all die. Kill them all. So yeah, they basically spawn constantly in here. Ooh, ooh. Now we got ourselves a Mind Slayer. Hi, little Mind Slayer, you bastard. Cripple him. Alright, well, we're basically just going to jump out of here for now. You basically get the sort of gist of this place and why I hate it, so to speak. Because of those damn spawning oozes from the walls. You're going to basically get an endless supply of like oozes in here, by the way, and it can help you level up. But it's just so damn annoying in here that I really hate this dungeon. I really don't want to be in here more, longer than I really want to have to be. There's something very special about this dungeon, but we're going to come back to it perhaps when like much higher level, where I can just breeze through the second instance to get through it, and then you can basically see what's so special about that dungeon at the end of it. I'm also going to put this movement infusion on, and we're going to replace our teleportation room because I prefer to use movement infusions on my characters when I have like the teleport option here. So this will be basically another movement infusion I'm going to use. Movement inscriptions, what they do is they let you move really fast for a few turns, and in many ways they're overpowered and they're actually nerfed in a recent update. But they're still very powerful once you get to like the higher levels where even like a 500 or 600% movement infusion is still going to be really powerful. Alright, next time I'm basically going to jump into Reknor here. You're going to be able to see what the sort of second part is off. I'll note, by the way, that this is also the last dungeon in Reknor where you'll find these escorts. If you're looking for escorts, this will be the last dungeon for them. So we'll have to tolerate them for a little bit longer. Where's the portal? To the southwest. Crap, I didn't mean to do that. So you're going this way. By the way, there's also lore in here. Alright, so yeah, take care. I'll see you guys next time.